our job's not to be liked. Our job's to be a
Yeah.
dad.
No, correct.
And
And that's stuff that I say all the time. And everyone's like, well, you could be this and that. And, I really talk to my family and my fiance about that, where, I would love, like, matter of fact, this is probably the best example right here. I would love to be the brick,
sure.
but without the mortar, there's mortar that's in between it. Like, that's what holds it together. So, I believe that that's just my position. If I crack and I become brittle, then the foundation falls.
Yeah.
I talk about how sometimes it's not, I wish I wish I could not have to be in that position, and, or I have to be tough, or I have to be this, and I always have to be that. And I always have to lead by example. And,
It's, it's hard. It's hard being a dad. I mean,
oh,
you're
sometimes I
held to
want to
such
just
a
run
high
around and be
standard.
all wild out,
Yeah.
but,
But you're always being watched.
you are. And you do the things that you do because your kids. I mean, they follow everything that you do. I guess the best way to put it, if I dress like a clown and and I do clownish things, they're gonna want to join the circus too.
Absolutely.
And so I don't get that option, because my girls are I have twin girls which are 17 years old, and they're seniors in high school now. And sometimes people tell me to ease off, but I just tell them all the time that like, realistically, they're females at the
Hmm.
point. And it's going to be tough. I feel that we're down to the last portion of our lives, or not our lives, but before they leave the home and
Yeah.
go somewhere else and become their own women. Like, I just feel like I'm short on time, and I have just a couple more things I need to teach them, because it is going to be tough. And
Yeah.
I want to teach them to fail forward. And
Hmm.
failure doesn't always mean that that you suck or that you're not good. It's just, I look at it and I tell them that if you're failing, you're still moving forward. And
Hmm.
failure it is okay, because it helps you to grow. And okay, if I failed that way, okay, now I can try it this way. And it just, it opens other things. And and I believe in God, deeply believe in God. And sometimes I just believe that he does things for a reason, and he closes doors because he's opening another one down the way. And but there's a couple more
Yeah.
doors you have to go through.
And I think that's important too, because at least my belief is that I'm going to be accountable to God, God the Father, about how I raise my family,
Yeah.
and so we're all accountable to somebody. And I think as dads, if we lead with that, like, who am I accountable to, and what does He require of me, um, and am I meeting those requirements, right? And so, no, that's good. I mean, it sounds like you're the right person for the job and the role you're in. You're making an
You know what?
impact.
And one more thing is, like, even some of these young kids, I know school, you're not really supposed to talk, about religion and whatnot, but I do tell them, like, I believe in the good book, and his teachings and everything like that. And a lot of them don't have fathers. They have a lot of absent fathers and whatnot. And I always tell them, well, do you believe in God? Do you have a
Hmm.
God that's your big yes? Like, do you believe, Jesus is our savior? Yes, I do. Okay, great. That's really good. Um, so, because your father's not here, or he's never going to show up. And I said, and I'm really sorry to say that, but he probably never is. And I said, and I know the feeling, looking out the mini blinds, he's going to come out one day, and it's kind of a figure of speech. And you look out the blinds, he's going to come knock on the door one day, and you think they're going to show up. He may or may not, but more than likely he's not. And that's okay. Um, because you have a dad, you have a father that you can talk to any day, anytime. And he's going to answer you. He may not
Hmm.
give you what you want, but he's always going to give you what you need. And it's going to be on his time, not yours. And that's something you have to understand. And you just keep believing and believing, and you stay firm in your beliefs.
Yeah, man. Thanks for making that point. I mean, that's good. I'm glad you talk to these youngsters about that, because we live in a crazy world, and like you said, a lot of these kids, they don't have fathers. Um, I believe when somebody does find a good male father figure in their life, they're drawn to that person like a magnet.
Yeah.
And it it's tough because it's it puts more pressure on you as a man.
Yeah.
Like, okay, now I got to step my game up because I want little Johnny over here. to see me leading by example, right?